Have you ever found yourself scrolling through social media, looking at someone's seemingly perfect life, perfect business, or perfect creative project and thinking, why can't that be me? You see the flawless photos, the highlight reels of success, and you feel this immense pressure to achieve that same level of perfection before you even start. You tell yourself, I'll launch my business when I have the perfect website, or I'll start my fitness journey when I have the perfect workout plan, or I'll share my art when it's absolutely flawless. Well, I am here to tell you something that might sound a little radical. Perfection is a lie. It's a myth, a mirage in the desert that keeps you thirsty and stuck in one place. What's real? What's tangible and achievable? Progress. That messy, clumsy, awkward, and incredibly beautiful forward motion. Today, we're going to dismantle this myth of perfection and embrace a much more powerful and fulfilling path, starting imperfectly and growing intentionally. Let's get into it. The trap of perfectionism is so sneaky. It's the fear of judgment, the fear of failure, the fear of not being good enough. This fear paralyzes us. We spend weeks, months, even years planning, strategizing, and getting ready, but we never actually take the first step. That business plan never leaves the Google Doc. That first YouTube video script sits unrecorded. Those running shoes stay clean in the box. We believe that if we can just control every variable and make everything perfect from the get-go, we can avoid criticism and guarantee success. But here's the truth. The real world doesn't work that way. The perfect moment never arrives. There will always be something that's not quite right, something you could tweak or improve. And while you're waiting for this magical, perfect moment, you're missing out on the single most important ingredient for success: experience. Think about your favorite creators, entrepreneurs, or athletes. Do you think their first attempt was a masterpiece? Absolutely not. Their first painting was probably a bit wonky. Their first business pitch was likely awkward. Their first game was full of mistakes. But they did one crucial thing. They put something out into the world, flaws and all. And that's where the magic of progress begins. The moment you start, you shift from a state of passive planning to active learning. This is the power of starting imperfectly. It's about giving yourself permission to be a beginner. It's about understanding that your first draft is not your final draft. Your first product is not your final product. Your first attempt is just that, a first attempt. It's a data point, not a final judgment on your worth or potential. When we embrace imperfection, we free ourselves from the paralysis, fetus of fear. So, how do we do this? How do we actually take that first imperfect step? Let's break it down. First, shrink the first step. The idea of launching a whole business is terrifying. But what about just designing a simple logo on a free app? Or creating one social media post? The idea of writing a whole book is overwhelming. But what about writing just one page or even one paragraph? A tiny step forward is infinitely more powerful than standing still. Second, adopt a version 1.0 mindset. Think of everything you create as the first version. Tech companies do this all the time. They release a product, get user feedback, and then release version 2.0, 3.0, and so on, each one better than the last. They don't wait for the perfect product because they know it doesn't exist. They know that a good product in the hands of users is better than a perfect product that never gets released. Apply this to your life. Your first workout is version 1.0. Your first blog post is version 1.0. It's not meant to be perfect. It's meant to be a starting point. Now, starting imperfectly is only half of the equation. The other, equally important half is to grow intentionally. Just starting and then repeating the same mistakes over and over isn't progress. That's just being busy. The goal is not just to be in motion, but to be in forward motion. Intentional growth is the process of learning from your imperfect starts and consciously applying those lessons to get better. It's the difference between flailing and swimming. So, how do we cultivate intentional growth? The first step is to actively seek feedback. This can be scary, I know, but feedback is a gift. It's a roadmap showing you where to improve. When you release your version 1.0 into the world, whether it's a piece of content, a product, or a new skill you're trying, ask for constructive criticism. Ask your friends, your mentors, your audience, what did you like? What could be better? Where was it confusing? It's important to differentiate between destructive criticism, which is just mean, and constructive feedback, which is designed to help. Learn to filter out the noise and listen to the valuable insights. The second part of intentional growth is reflection. After you take action, take a moment to pause and reflect. What went well? What was a challenge? What did you learn from the experience? Maybe you realize that filming videos in the evening results in bad lighting. Great, that's a lesson. Next time, you'll film in the morning. Maybe you find that your audience responds really well to a certain type of content. Excellent, you can make more of that. This process of action, feedback, and reflection creates a powerful growth loop. Action generates data. Feedback and reflection turn that data into insights. And those insights inform your next better action. This is how you get from version 1.0 to version 10.0. Not by waiting for perfection, but by iterating each cycle of this loop, you get a little bit better, a little bit smarter, a little bit more skilled. Your progress might not be a straight, soaring line. It'll probably look more like a jagged, messy scribble with ups and downs, setbacks and breakthroughs. And that's okay. That's what real growth looks like. It's not glamorous, It's not a highlight reel, but it's real. Let's make this really practical. Let's say you want to start a YouTube channel. The perfectionist waits for the best camera, the perfect microphone, a studio-quality lighting setup, and a dozen brilliantly written scripts. They might wait forever. The imperfect starter, on the other hand, grabs their smartphone, stands in front of a window for natural light, and talks about something they're passionate about. The video quality might be shaky, the audio might have a slight echo, but it's out there. It's version 1.0. Now, for intentional growth, they post the video and get a few comments. One says, "Great topic, but the audio was hard to hear." Another says, "I wish you had looked at the camera more. This is valuable feedback." They also reflect and realize, "Wow, I was really nervous and stumbled over my words." For their next video version 2.0, they use the headphones that came with their phone for better audio. They make a conscious effort to look at the lens and they jot down a few bullet points to keep them on track. This video is slightly better. They repeat this process. Video by video, they learn, they adapt, they improve. A year later, their content is unrecognizable from that first imperfect attempt. That's progress. That's the result of starting imperfectly and growing intentionally. Fitness, learning a new language, building relationships, starting a business. Whatever it is you want to achieve, the path is the same. Ditch the paralyzing pursuit of perfection. Embrace the liberating power of a messy start. Commit to the disciplined, rewarding process of intentional growth. Your future self will thank you for having the courage to be a beginner today. I want to leave you with this thought. The gap between where you are and where you want to be is not bridged by waiting. It's bridged by doing, by taking small, imperfect, but consistent and intentional steps every single day. Stop waiting for the perfect conditions. Create your own momentum. Start where you are, with what you have. So, what is that one thing you've been putting off, waiting for it to be perfect? I challenge you today to take one small, imperfect step towards it. Just one, and then tomorrow, take another. That is how you build a life, a career, a legacy, not by being perfect, but by being persistent. Thanks so much for watching. If this resonated with you, let me know in the comments what imperfect step you're going to take. I'd love to hear about it. And if you want more content on growth and ditching perfectionism, make sure to subscribe. See you in the next one.